Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and quick review of the Ailifefort rechargeable oral irrigator. It is a nice looking thing to clean your teeth as an alternate to dental floss. I mean, most of the people really don't like to use dental floss. It's a hassle, takes a lot of time, can be really dirty, nasty job, and with something like that it is usually way more comfortable, easier, smoother, less bleeding, and so on. And yeah, here we have the functions. We have different functions like pulse functions. Here you can see that we have 3 modes and high water volume. This is one of the most important things. When you buy something like an oral irrigator, especially a rechargeable oral irrigator, one of the most important features is like a high water volume, so that you don't have to interrupt your treatment. There are a lot of bad products on the market with really small water tanks, and then you have to refill the water tank after 30 seconds. I've seen a lot of these bad products, so it is super important to buy a product with a large water tank like this one. And yeah, of course, it's waterproof, lithium-ion batteries. It has different pulse frequencies, different pressure. That's also a thing which is really important. Charging time is 4 hours. Doesn't really matter. You usually recharge overnight. Rotatable nozzle. And here, same thing again, maybe a little bit more information here. I hope I can focus on that so you can read everything. 3 different pulse modes. Water volume, see 278 milliliters, which is huge, one of the largest I've ever seen. And the pulse pressure is 40 to 90 psi. That looks good. I would definitely recommend to buy something in this range. So here you can see what it can be used for. Of course, reduce bacterial growth and plaque formation and all those things. And I can tell you, this is not just something which works on the in the ads. This is something which really works in real life, but you have to use it almost every day. I mean, not every day, but let's say on a regular basis. Just charging and leave it in a corner doesn't help, but if you use it every day or at least 2 or 3 times a week, it will definitely improve, or it can definitely improve the condition of your gums. Unfortunately, the packaging came a little bit open, but I think it's not a problem with the manufacturer. Maybe, yeah, during shipment it was a little bit handled not with real care. So, but it is not destroyed, it's just actually opened. It's not even destroyed the box, it's just open. So let's see what's in the box. So we got everything really nice, everything single bag in this nice medical bag with a seal, so you know you get a new one. That's good. So we get these 4 nozzles. It looks like there are 3 different type of. This looks the same, just different color. I'm not 100% sure, but it's always good to have it in a box. Here we have the main equipment. Then we get a power cable. I mean, that's to charge, and it's a USB, standard USB, but of course on this side no standard USB. Of course, a lot of people, or most people, prefer to have standard mini USB, micro USB, USB-C, something like that. But when it comes to water, then it's an advantage when you have something like that, which can handle a little bit more humidity. Let's say I would definitely not use it under water. here we get some information. There's even Facebook, Twitter, yeah, probably invitation to like follow or leave a feedback if you're happy with the product. So I'm showing you the instructions. If you like it, if you don't like it, you can fast forward a little bit, but it's always good to have it as a reference. I mean, if you want to read it fully, it's sometimes hard to get the full description of everything on the internet if there's not a really huge brand, and sometimes you order that, and if you have a problem and can't find you the instructions after a year or two, so it can be an advantage when you see that. Hope you can read everything more or less. So that's it, including troubleshooting, technical data, and so on. So I will definitely now go and fully charge, and then yeah, we'll see how this works. I mean, I will show you how this is to operate, how much power, how much pressure it has, how it looks, how we can handle the nozzles, and so on and so on. The oral irrigator is now fully charged and ready to use, and I'm inside the bathroom now, of course, so there's a little bit different sound and voice, but I can't show you that just in the office or wherever. So, and I've been reading the instructions in the meantime in more or less detail, and I can highly recommend to use that and read everything, especially warnings and everything. I mean, it's not a dangerous device, but it's really good and helpful to know everything about that. What's also really important is this nozzle overview. As you can see, with different nozzles you will have different pressures. So some nozzles have a little bit a wider opening that makes it less pressure. The ones with the more narrow opening, they will produce more pressure. It's a little bit hard to open, but I'm not complaining, as you can see that. So here we have the different nozzles. So unfortunately I've been mixing up the things, the nozzles a little bit, but it looks like the medium one is the softest thing, so that as it looks is the medium. So I'm taking this for the beginning, and yeah, it was in the instructions that it said that they would test every device, and it could be that there is some distilled water in there, so it's good to give it a rinse before you use that in your mouse. Of course, I mean, for charging you have to remove that, and after charging I would recommend to put it back to protect this this opening. I mean, usually it shouldn't be a problem with this openings, but you never know. Just make sure that you close everything as possible. Here, of course, we have to remove that to attach the nozzle, and this is what we are doing now. Let's see how easy this is. Yeah, that was super easy, and as you can see, that's a huge advantage of this device. You can rotate this nozzle by 360 degrees. You can point it to every angle, so depending what's your preference, how you want to hold it, you can point this wherever you want. This, you don't have to rotate the whole device, you can just change the angle of this. This is an advantage compared to other devices. There are also more advantage to this device. There is no combination button. We have two buttons. Some of the devices of these oral irrigators have just one button, and they start with the highest pressure. So I had one already. When you started it, it was starting on the highest pressure, and then you had to turn it down. So that's all. That's not good. That's annoying. So here it's much better. You can before you start with the power, you can select the mode, and you can see now it is on pulse, now it is soft, and yeah, there's pulse, hold on, yeah, normal, soft, is that correct? And pulse, yeah, normal, soft, pulse. So for soft you have to choose medium. And so before you start it, you can select the mode and then start it. That's really good. So what I also like is the tank. I mean, apart from that it's huge, it's really easy to open. You have in the back, it's a little bit hard to see on the camera, but there is an indication how to open. I hope you can see that when it's focusing. So you can see we have to twist it a little bit and can open. Then we have to align this indicator here and turn it to clockwise, and it's closed again. That's also one thing which is definitely much easier than with the old device. And yeah, turn it off, of course. So let's put it down, and you can see the really wide mouth, wide opening to clean and emptying and everything. I mean, usually you just need this opening when you're using it on a daily basis to fill it up. You use this opening, but for cleaning, emptying, drying, that's always good when you have such a nice opening and you can remove this tank super easily. This is definitely the best thing which I have been able to see till now. That's really good. So when we started, of course, we want to add a little bit of water. I mean, I would definitely recommend to give this thing also a little bit of a rinse and then use warm water. I mean, my water is already warm. We are in Florida, so no need to do any crazy things. And that's the wrong side. Just make sure you're on the right side. Maybe it would be possible to close it on both sides, but anyway, that's the correct side. And now we have to spray somewhere. I'm not doing this here, I'm doing this in the shower. So I highly recommend to do that as well before you're using it in your mouth to remove whatever is inside. Hope you can see that. That's pretty lot of pressure even on this level. It's a really hard spray. I stop this again. Just make sure that the pipe is always covered with water. So I change the mode now to that pulse. Let's see how this works. And let's now go to normal. And that's probably a little bit harder than the first one. Yeah, easy to see. I mean, that's really powerful. So you have to make sure that you don't point this into your eyes or ears or whatsoever. Just make sure you have it when you start on soft. Caption is always above the LED. So we have pulse, normal and soft. So that's maybe the only disadvantage which I have found so far. I mean, but as long as you don't have to change that, and as long as you know that, it shouldn't be a problem. And yeah, that's really good. I mean, definitely really powerful. And now I think I could empty it and refill it and use it in my mouth, and I will do that and let you know. So I've finished testing now. I've been using it. I filled the tank fully and put it on soft and let it run, and it was running for 1 minute 10 seconds till the tank was empty, and that was definitely enough to cover everything, the upper teeth, the lower teeth, inside, outside, everything. I mean, I'm experienced, of course. I was using such a device for years and I have my experience, but still I have more than enough time. I would have been able to finish the job within maybe 45 seconds or something like that, maybe 1 minute, but it is definitely easily possible to cover the whole mouse with one full tank. That's the most important thing here. I mean, with the power is never a problem. It will last maybe for a month or so, but the problem is also always the tank, and here it is definitely, it has been working as intended. And yeah, so I have opened that and rinsed it. So of course, if you don't use it for a longer time, you have to open it. I mean, let it run, like dry till nothing comes out, so you know everything is clean inside, no water left, and let it open, dry it, so you can prevent any mildew or whatsoever. And the good thing is really, I've been testing it with the WT2, I think, as far as I've been able to determine, and I've been using it soft, and it was really soft. So the last thing which I had, the last oral irrigator, even on the lowest setting, it was actually too hard on my gums, and it caused gums bleeding almost every time, especially when I haven't been doing this for a longer time. I mean, I haven't been doing this for about 2, 3, or even 4 months, and this was the first time, and it didn't cause me any bleeding at all, and still got rid of all the, I don't have to go into detail, but it removed everything which it has to remove, and that was only 60 psi with a different nozzle, and more pressure. You can go up to 100 psi. If you think you have stubborn things you want to get rid of, you can go higher, almost double than the pressure which I've been using now. So yeah, I mean, I have to tell you, this is really a nice device, a really nice, a great buy actually. I mean, yeah, this almost everything what I want as it should be. I mean, this is really the thing I was hoping for. The last thing, yeah, it was good. I mean, it was useful, but I mean, it was just too strong. It had just one button. It had not this rotating thing. I mean, I didn't use that. You can usually, I think there's no need to do that, but if you need that, at least you know it's here. The tank is way better than the last time, so almost everything is a huge improvement to the old model. I mean, not from this manufacturer, but from another manufacturer. This is a much better thing, and I really hope that it's holding up for long time. I will definitely take care of this. Just always make sure that it's clean and dry, especially if you don't use it for a long time. Make sure it's always charged when you store it, and then you probably will have you can keep it for long time, and it's a good thing. I mean, I can highly recommend, especially when you have gums problem. This is, I mean, or at least it can be a huge solution. For me, it improved my situation huge. I can tell you, huge. This is not just trying to sell you something. This is just really my experience. I mean, I'm not an MD or whatsoever, or dental doctor, or it's just me telling you this from my own experience on the internet. And already with the old device, I mean, I had so much gums problem, and after using this or such a device every day, like before going to bed, and then do the normal cleaning with the brush, and then I was using, or before, I can't remember, I think it's better to use this, and then the colloidal silver, which I always recommend, the ACS 225. I will also put down the link into the description. So these two things did an awesome job on my gums, cleaning, and then use the colloidal silver, give it a little bit rinse for maybe half a minute, take 20 sprays, give it a little bit of a rinse, and that can improve your gums extremely. I can tell you, at least for me, it did an awesome job on my gums. And after that, I've been always brushing like with normal toothbrush, and tooth thing. Yeah, so like always, and it has changed. I mean, was a life changer for me. I had so much pain, so much bleeding, so much everything. So I have to stop that. Of course, I could keep talking for hours about my really good experience with something like that. And again, what I've been always telling you on this channel, don't buy these corded things. I mean, most of the people buy these corded things, they have the separate tank, and they are really prone to leaks. They use so much space, and they are sometimes difficult to use, sometimes too much power, and they are leaking. A lot of them are really leaking. You have to stop and empty them right away, and especially when children or teenagers are using them, they don't pay attention to that. They leave it like this with half tank full, and then it will leak out, and the water will go everywhere, and it will be a mess. And this has been so much better than a corded one. Most people would say, yeah, okay, this looks like a toy. When you want to do real stuff, real improvement, it needs to be a corded one. No, definitely not. This is way better. This is the thing to go with, not the corded ones. Even when you would think at the first moment corded ones would be better, you have so much more problem with corded ones. And this, something like this, you could even take on on vacation or wherever you go, if you need to have really clean teeth. And yeah, that's it for now. I mean, there's not much more to tell about. This is the packaging. Again, really good stuff. I'll put down the link into the description, so you can order it right away from Amazon. It's about $30. Can't remember exactly. Maybe it goes up and down a little bit with the price, a couple of dollars, but it's worth it anyway. So you can save a lot of money on dental doctors anyway with something like that. It's always good to have clean teeth and healthy gums. And yeah, I hope I was able to help you a little bit with that. If you have any questions or comments or your own experience or problems or whatsoever, just leave anything in the feedback area down below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.